Everybody good? All right, friends. Now, I don't know. Maybe you put some transparency in there or something. No, of course, we are not going to go to with this to Unreal. Of course, we have to go and do all the parts and stuff. Let's save this file and then open up the main file. So we're gonna go to Unreal. So let's go back and open up our main file. Robot pre-substance main. Now, the main file, we wanted to keep it simple. This file does not have any rigging in it. It is all the parts with all the different colors. We're gonna keep those colors, right? We are going to, and this is an important, everybody's gonna have to do this. So important for you guys to follow along. That way you don't get lost. The video does not show exactly, the video has the rigging part in it. So I want you to be attentive to this. Jeffrey, I want you to pay attention to this, please. The model, you see, for example, here, Ashton was asking me today, well, are we gonna smooth our model when we go to substance? This guy is right now, he's very high res. I smoothed him already, so he's high res. He's not that smooth. This thing is jagged a little bit. This thing is jagged a little bit. If I press 3, it's going to look a lot nicer here. Let me see if I can get rid of the actually line. Oh, it's getting me. I don't know why it's doing that. Give me an outline there. Keep it low res. I don't know why it's doing that. There it is. So if I smooth, it looks fine, right? But Unreal won't see this. Unreal will see that, right? So one of the options we have is adding more geometry. Of course, is not ideal. I did here, but probably you don't want to have your geometry to be too heavy. This is a more organic object. In your case, in your building, you minimize geometry. So for example, walls don't have any details, you remove edges, you keep it, whatever is flat, minimize the number of edges they will have, right? So in this case, I am going to use, because I have curvature, and you have curvature in your object, you want to play with the normals of it. So I could go here under my mesh display, and I'm gonna say soften harden edges. I'm gonna open that up. Again, mesh display, soften harden edges. I'm gonna do it to this object. So what this is the program is going to put in the model a little bit of code that is going to generate a process for softening those edges, right? So it's going to say, whenever it finds an angle of 30 degrees, try to soften 30 degrees or bigger. Try to soften that. And you'll have to play with the value to get to the right number, because this may not be the right number for the thing. I'm gonna say, for example, that they say texture borders or not, meaning effective borders on edge. I'm gonna say no, apply that. So that generates sort of like a softer look of it, still sort of jagged. It's not perfect. Have you seen that in video games when you're playing with a character that has a little bit sort of like look like that? That's what it is, right? It's a low res model that sort of looks softer, but is not quite perfect. And that's because the object had a little bit of softening. I can try and modify the angle and say, you know what, let me make it 60 degrees, see what it does. I want to apply that. So 60 degrees pushed a bit more, but mainly this thing here, which I don't like. So I actually don't want to go that far. When I say actually below 30, see what it does. Apply that. And that will give me this. So I'm not so sure. So I'm going to keep it at 30 for now. and then apply that. You decide you're gonna do it, or you don't want to do it, you might skip it. So this substance a little bit, I keep the hard edges sharp, right? The other ones I'm gonna keep as they are. I'm actually, let me try to zoom this one, see what I can do. That one works a little bit better for the light. I applied 30 degrees and then kind of softened it a little bit better so it's not so jagged. All right. Good to go. Here comes the thing. We're going to select all the parts. They are using separate shaders. So we're gonna combine, we're gonna say mesh, combine all the parts. And then I'm gonna delete history of that object. So it becomes a single object. In the rigging video, I get up to this point, and then after that, I start creating joins, right? So you forget, you may watch the rigging video, the front beginning of it will do this. Now, since we don't have a rig, we're gonna export out this object as it is right now, right? My object right now is in the center of the world, I believe. I think he's huge. I forget where he is. Oh, he's not in the center of the world, he's somewhere else, right? Like what your building will be, right? So he actually going to be placed where supposedly he's going to be at the moment when if he has a building. Honestly, I would bring him, if he thinking he's a character, I would export out the character in the center of the world. I'm gonna keep it like that for now. That's fine. If you have it in the center of the world, no big deal right now. All right. So we are going to export him out. Yes.
Just for quick reference, I know you can center pivots, but is there a way to just bring him to the center of the world?
Oh yes, I could. Right now he's a 0, right?
Yeah.
Right now he's already frozen. So I might have to better undo and get to the point where I can find him. I think I lost that already. I moved him. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to move it manually, position it there, and then freeze transformations again. And then just take care of it there. I guess I did this one when I was showing it positioning, I just didn't change it. So that's fine. I'm gonna just mesh, combine here, delete history. And this going again is going to drop it there in the position. When I go 0, it's going to go to the position where it's supposed to be there. Usually you go to combine the object. So he's going to be placed in somewhere else in a world, and it'll be fine. We'll figure that out when we get to it. So now let's try exporting him out. Again, if I had a rig, right, I will have to select this and select the rig will be next to it. And I will have to export out both simultaneously, right? And I could export it out with animation. Also, in the video, I'll show you that. Now, I'm going to just say File, Export Selection. And here we're going to do FBX again. This time, so I'm going to just choose FBX. And this time, I need to make sure the geometry shows smoothing groups, smoothing mesh. I keep triangulate on that should be fine, right? So I am making sure that the geometry tries to smooth them, although the FBX might not quite show it, but it's gonna try. I do not have animation. In my video, I check on animation because I had animation, but I do not have animation. And I don't have any media. I don't have any logos. I don't have any textures or anything. So it is clean. So I'm gonna call this one to be robot. And it's going to be model free Unreal. Right? And why I put the word model? Because of course, if it was animation, I'll probably put the word animation in it, right? So it's an FBX. I'm gonna export the selection. It's giving me a little warning about the smoothing measures. I'm not going to pay attention to that. I'm going to look at my file here. Here's my robot model Unreal. And if you look at it, he actually came in the center of the world there. So we'll see how that plays when I get to Unreal. So he seems to be fine. His body looks smooth, okay. It's not perfect, but I think it does the job with the textures on it. I think we should be